Max. Have to take your pills.
Stuff them, Derek. They're not going to do me any good.
Now, don't talk that way. You are going to get well.
Want a bet? Give me a cigar.
Oh, no. Your doctor said...
My doctor is a schnook. His pills, visits, consultations, and he charges me thousands of dollars to tell me I'm dying. Now, I told him.
Max, you are not dying.
Why is everybody so upset? We're all going to die sooner or later, so what's the big deal? Give me a match. I'm going to miss these. Say, what the hey? St. Peter probably has an unlimited supply direct from Cuba. And as for my cars, they're going to be toys for a man younger than I am.
You're incredible, Max. A lot of people are never going to forget you.
And we're going to see that they don't, aren't we?
Oh, yeah. The rally course is all laid out. I have gotten clearances from all the appropriate authorities.
And now there's nothing left but for me to die.
Oh, Max.
All right. You keep forgetting how sensitive you are.
You sure you want to go through with this? I mean, the idea of 5 couples rallying to win $2 million in antique cars.
Why not? I want whoever gets them to really want them. And the guy that wants them most will do whatever he has to win them.
Yeah, and that's just what I'm afraid of.
Don't worry. You'll be there to see things go all right. And so will Stu McMillan.
Shall we have a seat, please, if you will? Thank you. We are gathered here today at his request to wish Maxwell Abbott Godspeed and a good journey. And he asked me to tell you, his closest friends, not to mourn him, but to rejoice in the knowledge that his road will be straight and smooth as he wends his way to that final pit stop in the sky. And to quote Max again, "When I take the final checkered flag, I do so knowing that I have your love and your prayers." As you know, I've been Max's friend and attorney for the past several years, but some of you know me as the rally master for the Golden State Rally Club, which is held out of Monterey, and this year's event, which begins next Thursday, will be a memorial in memory of Max. Now, some time ago, when Max knew the end was near, he began working long hours preparing a course that would challenge the best of you. So that makes this year's event very special. That and one other consideration. With Max's passing, there are only 5 charter members remaining in the Golden State Rally Club. Stu McMillan, George Nolan, Tom Wheatley, Harry Jerome, and Al Potter. Each one of you 5 has a very special reason for participating in this year's event. Now, he considered all of you dear and valued friends, but what to leave you? Money? Possessions? That which he loved most was always this museum and his prized collection of vintage cars. Therefore, while the other participants will be competing for the usual trophies, Max's will stipulates that the winner among you 5 will inherit this entire museum and every one of its priceless cars. Now, Max told me he couldn't bear to have the collection broken up, so it's a case of winner take all. And he also knew that some of you hadn't competed for some time, so he urged me to be sure that you understood the instructions and the conditions for the running of the rally. So I urge you to take one of these with you before you leave. And to each and every one of you, good luck. Thank you.
Well, that wasn't exactly your normal run-of-the-mill memorial service, was it?
Maxwell Abbott isn't your normal run-of-the-mill tycoon either.
I'm gonna miss the old guy. They sure broke the mold when they made him.
Man, he designed some kind of rally.
I don't know. It almost seems sacrilegious to be competing for these cars of his.
Look at it. If he didn't want it, he wouldn't have put it in a will. It'd be almost sacrilegious not to compete.
Besides, children, all these old cars must be worth a couple of $1 million.
Ah, same old sentimental Harry.
Don't give me that, baby. You'd like to get your hands on those cars as much as I would.
Harry, we're here to bury Maxwell, not to appraise him.
Yeah, besides, Harry, you need another couple million like a hole in the head.
Isn't it in the will that the entire collection must remain intact?
So, when I win it, I'll sell it intact.
Yeah. That's me. Who's this? Yeah. How'd you find me? Sure, I don't mind picking up a few bucks. What do I gotta do? How much? No way. $600 minimum, and I'm gonna need a partner. Okay, 5. It's a deal. Well, shouldn't I know who you are? Okay, anything you say. Except I don't move until I got the dough. Yeah. I'll be looking for it in the mail. Hiya. Yeah, it's me. Did I wake you? Want to do a job? Good. Cause some guy called me. He wants us to mess around a couple of people. Yeah. He's paying $200. That's $100 a piece. Yeah, I told him that, but he said take it or leave it. And we needed dough, so I took it. Look, if you don't want to do it, I can get somebody else. Okay, that's better. Okay, get over here first thing in the morning. We'll map it all out. All right. Goodbye.
Mildred, what about this?
Yeah, what about this?
You don't like it.
I don't like it any more than I did when you bought it 4 years ago.
What am I gonna wear? I haven't got anything to wear.
Well, what's this, chopped liver? Besides, you're gonna be in a car for 4 days. Nobody will see you from the neck down.
Mildred, there's gonna be parties, there's gonna be awards ceremonies, there's gonna be all kinds of things. I have to have 4 separate changes.
Okay, what about the blue maternity gown that shows off all your assets?
Yeah, that's at the cleaners.
No, came back yesterday.
You're kidding. Mildred! Mildred. Getting a little claustrophobic.
You know, they didn't make sexy maternity things like this when I was your age.
You never had any children anyway, Mildred.
Well, I might have if I could have sashayed around in something like this. Hey, listen, do me a favor, will you? Pack the rest of this stuff for yourself. I gotta go check dinner. The commissioner will be home in a minute.
Ah, forgot to tell you, he's gonna be late. He had to pick up our rally car.
Rally car? Hubba, hubba. What's the matter with a station wagon?
Mildred, don't you know anything? You cannot drive a station wagon in a sports car rally. It is simply not done.
I'm terribly sorry.
Men,
The secretary's gone, sir.
a few more minutes. Something the matter? You just broke the thermometer.
Sir, I promised Sue that we'd pick her up at 6:15.
Well, I've got to get these papers signed. I'm going to be gone 4 days.
Oh, well, isn't there something there that I could help you with tomorrow?
Afraid not. These all have to be signed by the commissioner. How many bullets you fire a week?
I don't know, sir. 30, maybe 40. Mainly at target practice.
You know that the price of bullets went up over 20% in the past year?
Is that a fact, sir?
If every man in the department fired 10 less bullets, that's 9,000 bullets. Let's see, that would be, well, over $1,600. Times 52 gets us to about $85,000 a year.
That's more than I make in a month, sir.
Well, I can tell you're not interested in my budgetary problems.
Oh, well, sir,
Why should you? I mean, it's the commissioner's responsibility, not yours.
You know, it must be lonely at the top, sir.
Okay, that does it.
Do you mind if I use the phone, sir?
No, go ahead.
It's a local call. Sure. Yeah, I want to call Sue and tell her that we're picking her up in about, what, 10 minutes?
I appreciate you dropping me off, sir.
Oh, don't mention it. I've told Sue so much about you that she's dying to meet... Hello, Sue. Charles here. Well, the commissioner and I are just leaving the office, so we should be there in about 10 minutes. Right. Meet you downstairs. Okay.
Charles here?
Well, she always calls me Charles. She is a very stylish woman.
Thanks, Charlie.
You want Sue and me to wait for you, Commissioner?
No, I think the car should be ready by now. Thanks anyway. Nice to meet you, Sue.
Likewise, Commissioner.
Have a nice evening.
Thank you, Commissioner. Good luck, Mac.
Hello, Floyd.
Commissioner.
Looks terrific.
Looks. Where do you get on the road? Look here, quarter-inch, sheet metal all around. You won't get no holes in your gas tank. All you all fun. Looks like you and Mr. Tanner gonna have a real smooth trip.
I'm not taking Mr. Tanner. I'm just stealing his car. I'm taking my wife. That's why I wanted you to work on it. Those roads are pretty rough in places.
Rough? You don't know rough, Commissioner. Why, in the old days, me and my dad, Floyd Sr., we used to make these deliveries in the dead of night over roads you wouldn't want to walk down, let alone drive. Makes me dry just thinking about it. You want a beer, Commissioner?
No, thank you. How much do I owe you?
$128.90.
I'll take the beer.
Sure thing.
Listen, are you sure you want to go through with this thing? Okay, how many other pregnant ladies are going to be in on this road rally?
I know I'm doing something wrong.
Could have told you that last week when you let the commissioner pledge that car collection to the Policeman's Benevolent Fund if you won.
Mildred, the Policeman's Fund is a very good cause. Besides, it would be wrong for a police commissioner to keep $2 million.
I'll keep it for him.
Mildred.
Listen, all I know is there are going to be a bunch of cars running around a bunch of back roads trying to find their way to the nearest bar.
It's really very simple. You just follow a certain course at a certain speed. Then the team with the fewest penalty points wins.
Oh, sure, it sounds simple. Turn left after the little pig. It's right on State Route 432. Reduce speed to 45 miles an hour and go 1 mile. Turn left at the dirt road at the schoolhouse.
Max says the real trick is to stay on course and not get lost, but I'd kind of like to stay on time, too.
That's how you're going to stay on time with that thing?
This and a stopwatch. Here. For instance, you're going down the highway at 60 miles an hour.
And you get a ticket. Haven't you heard they reduced the speed rate to 55 miles an hour? A.J. Foyt just entered the pit area downstairs. Oh, just need salt.
Now, since there's 60 minutes in 1 hour and we want to go 30 miles an hour, that's about 2 minutes per mile, right?
I don't think it's salt, it's oregano. What'd you do with the oregano?
Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get Mac to go 1 mile and I'll time it with the watch. That way, if we do it in less than 2 minutes, I know he's going too fast. If he does it in more than 2 minutes, we're going too slow. It's really very simple, Mildred.
If it's so simple, how come you've been sitting there since 9 o'clock this morning wearing out all those pencils?
I need practice. I'm sure I'm going to get the hang of it.
She's a beauty.
Never mind the flattery. You'll eat when it's ready.
Hello, Mildred.
Hi, Commish.
What a machine. I'd forgotten how much fun it can be driving one of those things.
Oh.
You know, when my brother was 10 years old, he got a red two-wheeler for Christmas. Had the same look in his eye.
Mildred, will you stop being such a party poop? Doesn't this give you the opportunity to go and see your sister for a few days?
I knew you'd get around to that.
Too much oregano. Harry Jerome. Until last week, I hadn't seen him in 12 years. Ever since he went to Hollywood.
Dead-end roads don't count. Dirt roads do count. Dead-end roads don't count.
You remember that terrible X-rated movie of his we saw last year?
How can I forget? You made me sit through it twice.
It only seemed like twice. He never did have much taste. Sure knows how to make a buck.
Yes. Well, imagine how much alimony he's paying now. He's on his third wife.
He can afford them, believe me.
Mac, what do you suppose made Maxwell Abbott do it?
Do what?
Well, set up the whole rally so that winner takes all.
Well, I've been thinking about that myself. You had to know Max. He lived for competition. He figured it brought the best out in everybody.
Didn't it ever occur to him that competing for $2 million might bring out the worst?
Obviously not. But I just can't believe any of us would go off the deep end over this thing.
Oh, no. Didn't you hear them bickering at the memorial service?
That's called gamesmanship.
Oh.
Don't forget the five of us rallied together for a lot of years. We used to be just about equal in ability, so you had to get an edge any way you could.
I don't know, Mac.
What's to know? You just get your charts straight and your watch wound and leave the rest to me.
Speaking of competition, I think Mildred was right. You do have a funny look in your eyes. Oh, Mac. I'm scared. Well, you guys have been doing these things for years. I'm gonna get out there and make a fool out of myself.
Oh, not without help. I haven't been on one of these rallies for 9 years.
Mac, what's confusing me is one-way streets.
Why don't we talk about this in the morning?
I'm serious. I'm trying to concentrate.
So am I.
Now, if it's a one-way against you, then you don't count it. But
Sally.
if it's a one-way in the direction that you're going,
Sally.
then you do count it. Unless it's a forced turn. Now, is that right? You've got to know if that's right. You've got to know what a forced turn is. I don't even know what a forced turn is. I need practice.
So do I. Now.
What were we talking about?
I don't remember.
Neither do I. I think I hear something down in the garage.
It's the cat.
We don't have a cat.
Oh. Well, I'll look later.
Could you look now?
If somebody's down there, Mildred will get him.
That's Ned Tanner's car down there. If it were ever stolen, he'd never forgive you.
All right, all right, all right. But if you're asleep when I get back, I'll never forgive you. I shouldn't.
Freeze, Buster, I'll blow your head off.
It's me.
Hi, Commissioner. Gee, you had me scared. I heard somebody moving around downstairs in the garage.
It was me. Go back to bed.
Oh, really? What were you doing? Tucking away your new little car for the night?
Good night, Mildred.
Well, that's easy for you to say. You could sleep through a war. But when I'm awakened, it's very hard to get back to sleep.
Want a sandwich?
I don't know. What do you got there?
I don't know. I can't see it. Turn on the light.
No. I don't want you to see me with my rollers in.
That's very considerate of you.
I tell you what. You make yourself a sandwich, and I'll go to my room. And then when I hear you leave, I'll come out, okay?
Okay. Say, Mildred?
Yeah?
How can you possibly sleep with those things in your hair?
Carefully, Commissioner. Very carefully.
Sally, you ready? Come on, let's go. Let's hit the road.
I've just got a few more things to pack, and I'll be ready to go.
You had all week to pack.
Do you want to take the blue and white one or the yellow one?
The blue, white, or yellow what?
Never mind. I packed them both. That way you'll have a choice.
Now, look, I don't want to have to rush. I want us to just mosey along, stop, have a nice leisurely lunch.
I know. I'm ready. You take the green one, the beige one, and the red one, and I'll take this one.
What happened to women's lip?
I'll get the door.
Sport.
Oh.
Sally?
Mac, now you know what you can get us for our next anniversary.
There isn't going to be an anniversary if you don't get that thing repacked.
Well, you're getting upset.
No, I am not getting upset. I'm already there on my way to being furious.
Oh, now, Mac, I have to wear something. Besides, I got a lot of really neat new dresses.
Well, how are we supposed to fit all of this stuff into that car?
Oh. Well, let's leave the brown one at home. We can do without that.
Right. The brown one has my stuff in it.
Well, you know you always overpack for an occasion. Be careful.
Oh, excuse me.
Gee, it's too bad you tried to move this thing. It sounded great standing still. It's getting late, Commissioner. If you're taking its temperature, forget it. I think it's dead.
Commissioner, you've been fiddling, making a few adjustments.
Never touched it.
Beats me. Boy, I'm hot.
Would you like a beer, Floyd?
I love that, Commissioner.
128.90.
I'm a son of a gun. Sugar.
Sugar?
Looks like someone's having a little joke on you, Commissioner.
A joke?
Sugar in the gas line clogs up the engine.
Well, I don't think that's very funny.
No.
Well, you better call the tow truck.
How long will it take to fix it?
Tomorrow, late in the day.
Oh.
Tomorrow? We have to be in Monterey this afternoon. Registration at 3 o'clock. First car goes out tomorrow morning at 7:01.
I'll call my sister.
Wait a minute, Mildred. Wait a minute, Mac. Do we have to drive a sports car in the rally?
Oh, Sally.
Well, why couldn't we drive the station wagon?
Station wagon in a sports car rally?
Raising your voice.
I am not raising my voice.
Commissioner, what about your wife's OMG over there?
Oh, that old thing. I doubt if it would make it. It's got a broken shock. All 4 tires are bald.
It ain't pretty, but I could fix it up so to get you there and back home again. You can have it for $128.90.
Well, there's no way we're going to get this one in. It's as simple as that.
You can't leave that one behind, Mac, because it's got a lot of very important things in it.
What, for example?
Well, for example, it's got your underwear.
Oh, well, something's got to give.
Just take those out, will you? Put them on the ground. Now,
What are you going to do?
I'm simply going to take the contents of suitcase number 4 and redistribute it among the contents of suitcases number 1, 2, and 3.
It's a simple law of physics that you can't diminish volume by rearranging mass.
I never heard of that law.
You never took physics.
Nonetheless, it's canceled out by my law.
Which is?
Which is I never wear the same outfit twice on a road rally. Now, just close this one up, and then close that one up. Put them in the car, and we'll be on our way.
It won't close.
You haven't even tried.
You're going to have to sit on this one.
I can't sit on that one. If I sit on it, the wind will ruin my hair.
To close it.
Oh.
There.
Mac, I thought you said that Floyd put in new shocks.
He did. Right in the glove compartment.
Ah. Are your legs okay?
Oh, they're fine. They don't make them like this anymore.
I can see why. I still say that we should have brought that red suitcase.
This is not a fashion show.
Just because you don't care what you wear. I mean, that hat, that must be 10 years old.
20. Won in my first rally. Use it as a good luck charm.
You couldn't have dry cleaned it?
I did.
Oh. Come on, Mac, get the luggage. I'm dying for a shower.
You'll have to take one for me.
Why?
I'm stuck.
What?
My legs won't move.
Did they fall asleep?
No, they're wide awake.
Come on, take my hand.
It's gonna
Ready?
hurt.
No, it won't. There, how'd that feel?
I was right. It hurt.
Oh.
Commissioner, Mrs. McMillan, you all right?
Hi.
Of course I'm all right.
Aren't you supposed to be competing in a Corvette?
It's too long a story. Everyone here?
Oh, yeah, they wouldn't miss this one. A lot more at stake this time than the usual trophy.
I know. Maybe too much.
Do you know that somebody put sugar in our gas line of our Corvette?
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Well, I think we can expect a little gamesmanship, but it won't be anything serious.
I hope you're right.
Oh, by the way, Louise and George Nolan are in 126, and I believe the message for you and Mrs. McMillan was, the party won't start till you come through the door. Hurry.
Right. Never ignore a party in distress.
Killing me. I'm gonna drive 1,000 miles in the next 4 days.
$2 million, Harry. That's how.
Here, make yourself useful.
That's what I love about you, Harry. You're so gallant.
Tom! Della!
Harry!
Tell her they got the same old shag.
You better believe it. Harry, you look just dreadful.
Not half as dreadful as you're gonna look when we win this rally. Della, you look marvelous.
Ah, don't flatter me, Harry. I'm still going to tell you what I thought about that last picture of yours.
Oh, spare me. Oh, you guys didn't get a chance to meet my wife at the memorial service. Tom Weekly, my favorite heart surgeon. Della, my wife, Gwyneth.
Hi.
Glad to meet you. Listen, why don't we go in and join the party?
The ball and chain here's a little tired. How about a rain check till tonight?
Okay, 6-ish.
You're on, you're on.
Nice to meet you. say one thing about Harry. Time certainly hasn't dimmed his eye for talent.
Yeah, the names changed, but the faces all seem the same. What life is that? Third, fourth?
With Harry, who counts?
Have you seen my pills?
I put them in a small red suitcase. I didn't think you'd need them so quickly.
Who is the doctor around here?
Tom, these rallies are supposed to be fun.
Not this one, kiddo.
Then why did we come?
Because if I lose that malpractice suit, even with the insurance, we'll be in hock up to my stethoscope. So Max Abbott's little games have become quite a bit more than that.
We were going to shoot in Marrakesh, but the guy in charge, some two-bit sultan, he's got his hand out. So I says to my unit manager, pay the $2. And he says to me, he doesn't want money, he wants Sandra D. Well, the guy's crazy. No way I could give him Sandra D even if I wanted to. But no Sandra D, no picture. Seems this guy's got all her old pictures in his palace and he runs them over and over again.
Harry, would you get me a drink?
Will you pipe down? I haven't finished my story yet.
You can say that again.
Hey, Copper, let me buy you a beer.
No, thanks, Al. Seen Sally? We're all gonna meet later on for a drink, aren't we?
Oh, no. Maggie and I are going to turn in early. Want to be on our toes for tomorrow.
You really want those cars, don't you?
No, that isn't what I really want. The truth is, it looks like maybe, just maybe, I'll be coaching Big Ten football next month.
Hey, that's great.
Yeah, 10 years coaching high school kids. It's been a long time coming. I know Maggie'd love to win that thing tomorrow, but I don't know. All that money, it scares me.
Yeah, well, don't get too scared.
Now, the pace car, probably the rally master, drops one of these sacks of flour at the intersection.
Right, and you can't miss it because it makes quite a mess.
Well, how do you know which direction to turn?
Ah, that's just it. Now, he drops another sack about 200 yards up one of the roads. Now the guessing game starts. You drive to the right. If there's no flour, you try left, or straight ahead until you come across another flour mark.
Mac, the last day sounds terrific. George has just been telling us all about the hare and the hounds.
No, those little bags of flour. They're bringing that back again.
Oh, that's for us old-timers. It's quite a thrill, you know.
Hello, Della.
Where's Tom?
Hi. Oh, he's complaining to the rally master.
What about?
Well, when we came out this morning, we found our distributor cap filled with modeling clay.
Well, now, that is strange. When I came out to pack up the car, all 4 of my tires had been slashed. I thought it had been one of the neighborhood kids.
Mac?
They put sugar in our gas tank.
Mac, you know, Tom seems to think it may be Al Potter.
Oh.
Up to some of his old practical jokes again.
No, Del, I don't think so. I mean, I think Al's outgrown that sort of thing.
Excuse me.
It was really terrible, Derek. We're here for a good time,
just
right?
take it
Well, you
easy.
better find out who it is before I do.
Trouble, huh?
Well, it appears we have a practical joker in our midst.
So I hear. You know, a rally for just a trophy is one thing, but a prize worth over a couple of million.
I know. I tried to talk Mr. Abbott out of it, but no, he wouldn't listen.
Well, it's not too late to call it off.
Why, just because somebody's trying to scare off the competition? No, Commissioner, I can't do that. You know the rules. No protests, no time allowances. Press on regardless. Winner take all. Excuse me. Yes?
This is Derek Quigley.
Yes?
There's a bomb planted in the room. It's gonna go off in exactly 4 minutes.
What? Who is this?
Clear out the room, Quigley. You've got less than 4 minutes before the bomb goes off. Now, don't say you weren't warned.
All right, everybody, the party's moving outside by the pool area. Champagne for everybody on the house. Let's go. Yeah!
Champagne, huh? Well, now that's more like it. Seems the club has acquired a little class in the past 20 years.
What's going on, Mac?
Sally, I'll meet you outside.
Something wrong?
Tom, take Sally outside, will you?
Is something
Now
wrong?
move!
Did you find anything yet?
No, look by the bar. Here it is.
What?
Looks like this rally's gonna be a real stinker, folks.
Where's Al Potter? You think this was his work?
Who else?
Excuse me?
What are you doing?
With all of these pranks, or whatever you would like to call them, going on, I just want to make sure that nobody planted a stink bomb in our room.
You're really nervous, aren't you? You want to quit?
Of course not. I'm sure it's all just a joke, right?
Well, it might not have been a joke.
You think so?
I just don't know.
I thought you said that this kind of thing used to go on all the time in car rallies.
True. But there was never $2 million at stake.
Well, I can't believe that whoever planted that bomb actually thought that he could scare people off.
More to the point, it gets everybody nervous. They start thinking about their safety and upsets their concentration. In a car rally, that can be a critical edge.
Is it possible that these pranks could be some sort of a cover-up for something more dangerous later on?
Well, that's possible.
Is there anything that you can do about it, Matt?
Well, I'll talk to Derek, but I doubt if it would do any good.
You're the commissioner. Why can't you just call the rally off?
I don't have any jurisdiction here. And even if I could, it'd be a little premature. We're just gonna have to be on the ball and keep an eye on everyone.
If you had to guess right now who was behind it, who would you say?
Well, it'd be difficult to guess. I've never been really close to any of them. With the exception of Al Potter, none of them actually need the money.
Who doesn't need $2 million?
That's interesting.
What?
The question, who doesn't need $2 million? Because if you turn it around, the question becomes, who does need $2 million?
Well, that's easy. Everybody.
No. Everybody wants $2 million. There's a great deal of difference between wanting it and needing it. Why don't you nose around a little bit? Talk to the wife, see what you can find out. If we can find somebody who actually needs the money, we might find our culprit.
Good night.
Mileage 00?
0 mileage. Left out of parking lot at 7 o'clock, plus car number and minutes. Now take 30 minutes to reach instruction 19.
Okay, all set to go.
The gremlins don't give us any more trouble, Dirk.
Oh, I think all that business is out of the way.
I sure
If you want a time check, we're coming up on 30 seconds.
30 seconds, okay.
Isn't Harry Jerome a little old for his wife?
Isn't that what your mother keeps saying about me?
Mark.
Thank you.
Morning.
Morning.
All set?
Right. Got the instructions, Sally?
Right here. Whoops, 2. Where's page 1?
What's the first instruction?
I don't know. Hang on a second.
I think you better check your timepiece. It looks to be 6 seconds slow.
What?
Somebody's mixed up all my pages.
I thought you checked his watch.
I did last night.
What's the next instruction?
Oh, right here. No, 6. 7. Wait a minute. Hang on there.
You better zero your mileage counter.
Oh, yeah. Let me see that watch.
Out in 5 seconds.
Well, I got it. Page 1. Left out of the parking lot onto State Route 321.
You're off. What'd you say, man?
Right.
Don't say right when you mean left.
I didn't say right. I said left.
Say correct.
Mac, how can I say correct when you were going the wrong way?
How am I doing?
Well, I think you're a little fast.
How fast?
Maybe 5 seconds. Have you seen that wishing well yet?
Nope. I wonder who it was.
Who what was?
Whoever was on the phone last night.
Mac, you're supposed to be looking for a wishing well.
Oh, that was it.
What?
The wishing well. Which way?
I didn't see it.
Nevertheless. Which way?
Bear right after the wishing well.
Right.
Just like this.
Next.
Right after a sign that reads swimming club.
You see it?
No, Mac. It's all happening too fast.
You're doing just great. Keep your eyes peeled.
one, right?
Right. Hey, the folks did just fine here. Only 3 points.
3?
That's right. Looks like he didn't fall for that billboard back to the last turn.
Billboard?
Sure. The one that said swim club, not swimming club. That fooled a lot of them. You two are pretty sharp.
That's us. Sharp. We got a 3. Re-zero your counters. Come on. This is gonna be fun. Ready? Go.
Construction to the right. Continue straight ahead.
Got it.
You sure about the speed?
41 miles per hour.
That seems pretty fast for a road like this.
Maybe it opens up down here.
Yeah.
Oh, you're down about 20 seconds.
So after I married Harry, he wouldn't let me do any more movies. So that's why I'm divorcing him.
I thought I read that somewhere.
I mean, this man works 18 hours a day, so fine. But I need a life of my own, too. Do you know what I mean?
If you filed suit for divorce, why did you come out on this
Oh,
rally
come on,
with
look,
him?
I know Harry, and he's going to try to soft-soap me out of a divorce. But he bought this car especially for the rally. So I figure after it's over, I get to keep the car, right?
Oh, it's a nice car, don't you think?
Very. What do you think takes him so long to get gas?
I don't know.
Max, what is going on around here?
What's the matter, George?
Construction 54, they moved the sign on me.
Well, it was okay for us.
Yes, that's just the point. After we went up the road, they moved the sign back.
Oh, come on, George.
I know what I'm talking about, Al, and damn it, we could have been killed. Where were you 20 minutes ago?
Now, George, just a minute.
I'll tell you where we were 20 minutes ago. We were down the road running this rally the way it's supposed to be run. 49 points for 7 checkpoints. I'll tell you something, pal. You don't get that kind of score changing signs down the road. So whatever you're thinking, you can forget it.
Oh, Louise, that's awful. Mac and I aren't doing very well, but we haven't had anything like that happen.
I'll tell you, George is not imagining those things. That sign was moved.
Who was the last one to get here?
We did a couple of minutes ago.
How'd you miss them, George?
Miss what?
Spikes and nails all across the road up there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're down, huh? It's a damn good thing I know how to drive, or I'd be halfway down that cliff by now. I'm getting tired of this, Mac. Somebody around here must want those cars pretty bad. Maybe it's our practical joker friend here, Mr. Potter.
Hey, if you can't handle it, why don't you pull out of the rally?
I didn't say anything about quitting, but I promise you this. If I find the clown who's pulling these stunts, he's going to be one sorry guy. I don't care how big he is.
Of course I know what's going on, and I'd love nothing better than to catch whoever's behind
Someone
it.
might get killed if you don't call off this rally.
Mac, there are only 5 people competing for Max's collection, but none of the other people have had any problems at all. Now, if one of you 5 wants to quit, that's fine. But I don't think it's fair to penalize the entire rally.
Anyway, Mac, you heard them this afternoon. They're all angry, but they're not scared. I, on the other hand, I'm not angry, but I am scared.
I'll talk to them, Mac. But if they won't listen to you, they're sure not going to listen to me.
I think the whole problem is it's an ego thing. Nobody wants to be the first one to quit. Why don't we withdraw? Maybe the other ones will, too.
There's too much money at stake. And if they're going to go on, we better go on, too. At least we can stop it from getting worse, maybe.
How? You can't be everywhere at once. Besides, any one of the 5 of them could be behind the accidents.
Any of the 4.
5. George Nolan, Al Potter, Tom Wheatley, Harry Jerome, and you. You're right, 4.
Anyway, I've got a call in to Enright.
And I want a shower for dinner.
Is that all? Ha! I want a steak.
Ooh, was that a good dinner, but am I stuffed?
I think we ought to turn in. We have a big day tomorrow.
Would it disturb you a lot if I were to stay up and watch a movie on TV? I can't sleep on a full stomach.
Lie on your back. Sally, where are the towels?
Oh, they're in the suitcase.
What are they doing in the suitcase?
Well, we needed some at home, so I just thought I'd...
Sally, you're a police commissioner's wife.
Oh, don't be such a cop. Everybody pinches a towel now and then. Besides, it's not really stealing.
Sally. Hello? Yes, this is he. What? I see. All right, thank you. Sally? Where's your wallet?
In the wastebasket under some tissues.
Oh, what's it doing in the wastebasket?
Well, that's where I always put it. That way, if anybody breaks in, they won't steal it. Thanks for reminding me. It's gone. My wallet is gone. My credit cards and all my money and my cash and everything.
They have it downstairs at the desk.
Aha! Did they find who stole it?
The maid came in, turned down the bed, emptied the wastebasket. The desk clerk said he'd hold it for ransom until you returned the towels.
Well, would you be a dear and go down and get it for me?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I have to put up the top anyway. And I want to check the stopwatches.
Mac? What are you trying for, a new world's record?
Well, no, I just want to get it set for tomorrow morning's panic.
Oh.
Unless you want to make it a challenge.
You're the one that wanted to go to bed early.
You know I can never sleep on a full stomach.
Did he get away, Mac?
Did who get away?
Oh, man, I followed you from your room. Did you see who it was?
No. Nice, isn't it? What was meant to be a rally turned out to be a demolition derby. Plastic explosives. Is it your husband, Maggie?
I don't know.
I've known Al a long time. Well, at least long enough to know that he was an explosives expert in the Army.
I'm so scared for him, Mac. He wants to win so badly.
Why? Why would he take the risk of getting caught? Just when he's on the verge of the biggest break of his life.
The Big Ten coaching job.
He told me about it the other night.
It is just not so. There is a boy on Al's team, Mark Shea. Now, Al's kind of been bringing him along, and the kid is just terrific. 20 colleges must be after him. But Al has got himself believing that Mark won't go anyplace unless Al goes with him. Mac, he is a high school football coach, and that is all he will ever be.
What's wrong with that?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, nothing. I've told him I love him, whatever. But I'm terrified he's going to do something desperate to prove himself in front of all of you.
Peggy? What's going on?
Oh, Mac and I were just talking.
Talking about what?
Take a look, Al. Somebody left me a nice little present.
Meaning me, right, Mac? Look, I know what everyone's thinking. 5 of us competing for Mac Abbott's museum. Big-time lawyer, famous heart surgeon, Hollywood motion picture producer, you, and then there's me. Al Potter, high school football coach.
Nobody's accusing.
Well, you don't have to. Sure, I'd like to win those cars tomorrow. Who wouldn't? But like I told you, that's not what I really want. I get a chance to be a big-time football coach.
Oh, Al, please.
Besides, if I was going to sabotage someone's car, it sure wouldn't be yours. Out of the 5 of us, you and Sally are dead last.
I don't mind last, but I do mind dead.
Well, I didn't do it, Mac. You gotta believe that.
There's no life for us out there. We have no tomorrows, only yesterdays. Bittersweet yesterdays.
I'll go to Charles. I'll tell him.
Tell him what? That Billy's not really his son? That I'm not really your brother? That you're not really the daughter of Oliver Thornbrook?
Hi, Mac. I'm watching the best movie. It's terrible.
Yes, operator, this is Mr. McMillan. Would you replace that call to San Francisco, please? Sally, turn that off. And if Mr. Enright isn't there, would you try his home again, please? Thank you.
What is it, Mac?
You're better off not knowing.
That bad?
Don't ask.
Don't tell me. Tell me.
Somebody did a little maintenance work on our engine. It's plastic explosive.
Why did you tell me? Do you mean that someone's trying to kill us?
I don't think so. Not enough explosive for that. Just enough to blow up the engine and keep us out of the rally. Hello? Yes, thank you. Charlie?
Commissioner?
I've been trying to get a hold of you for a couple of hours. You don't sound very awake.
I just got off. 22 hours straight.
With Sue? She seems like such a delicate girl.
22 hours straight duty, sir.
Oh. Well, you're back on. I want you to come down to the Seven Palms Inn in Monteverde. Identify yourself with the manager and then be ready for when the rally cars come in tomorrow afternoon.
Ready for what, sir?
Well, I'm not sure, but I want you undercover. This rally's gotten out of hand. There's been a few accidents, so I want you to hang around, keep your eyes and ears open, and see what you can find out. And don't let anybody know you're a cop.
Right, sir. Hello, Sue. Charles here. I know it's late, but I wouldn't call you unless it was very, very important. Listen, Sue, I have to break our date tomorrow night. No, it can't be helped. You see, the Mac wants me to join him on the rally immediately. Well, I can't tell you exactly what it's about, but I can tell you that it's undercover. Well, I know, my dearest. I feel exactly the same way. I told you the life wasn't easy. You know, it's like being a doctor. You're on call 24 hours a day. Yeah. Well, the only difference is that we make house calls. No, I don't know how long it's going to be or how long I'll be gone, but, well, I'll be thinking about you the entire time. Well, sure, I'll call you from up there. You what? You promise? Yeah, well, I'll give you a call the moment I get back. Sue, you know, I haven't said this to very many women in my life, but you satisfy something very deep inside me. Yeah. Me too. Bye.
Are you sure you don't want me to keep time?
No, let's just stay on course and watch. What instruction are we working on?
We're working on right at a yellow bell. Isn't that the Wheatleys up there?
And right on time, I'd say. What's the speed? 31 miles an hour.
Right. I mean, correct.
Isn't the next instruction right at the yellow bell?
Uh-huh. I guess the Wheatleys didn't see it.
They'd have to be blind to miss that sign.
Everybody can make mistakes.
Not Tom Wheatley. Not that kind of mistake.
Be careful, Tom.
What is it we're looking for again? Left at a schoolhouse?
I didn't see it.
You all right, kiddo? Huh?
I think so.
What happened?
Just our luck. In first place by 300 points, and now this.
Luck had nothing to do with it.
Well, I should have known there was no schoolhouse down this cow path.
Schoolhouse?
Anybody hurt?
Nah, we're all right. We're all right.
Did you see who it was, Mac?
No, just the back of their helmets.
Well, take a look at this. This is the Wheatley's instruction sheet. Something's missing.
They're right at the yellow bell. Somebody's been doctoring these instructions.
Do you think that somebody could have paid those motorcyclists to sabotage the rally?
Could be.
Mac, I was talking to Della Wheatley, and she told me to promise not to breathe a word of this. But it seems that she and Tom are in serious financial trouble.
You just did.
What?
Breathed a word of it.
Oh, just to you.
Well.
Anyway, about 3 weeks ago, Tom was operating on this man. Tom had been up for about 40 hours straight, and he was dropping a lot of pills to stay awake. Della says he's been doing a lot of that lately.
He lost him?
The man would have died anyway. Everybody knew that. It's just in this case, the patient's brother went wild.
Lawsuit?
Millions. Even with the insurance, if Tom loses, it could wipe them out.
Which gives him extra incentive to win the rally.
That's what I thought.
Except for one thing. Why would the front runner sabotage his own car?
They're in luck. We'll get him out easily. It's nothing too serious.
Look, Derek, this rally's gone far enough.
Commissioner, we've been
The
through all
Wheatleys
this.
could have been killed.
My hands are tied. I've spoken to all of them separately. None of them will quit. And after all, it's their choice.
All right. Let's have a committee car follow each one of the 5 cars tomorrow.
I think we can handle that.
Maybe about a quarter of a mile back, just in case.
Right.
And let's keep the 5 cars separated tonight. Put a watch on them. I may know someone who can help us out.
All right.
Let me get the window for you, sir.
I think everybody heard you, Sergeant. Your disguise is magnificent.
Oh, well, thank you, sir. Mrs. McMillan?
Sergeant, you look awful tired.
Yeah, well, I am a little bit. Do you mind if I sit down, sir?
No, go ahead.
I mean, I've been toting bags ever since 2 o'clock, and frankly, I have had it. I only made about $4. It's a pretty tough way to make a living.
Were you able to find anything out?
Not much. Oh, there's an awful lot of griping going on. You know, the sort of thing that you told me about on the telephone.
There are a couple of guys on motorcycles who set up an accident this morning, but by the time I saw them, Enright.
Sir?
Why don't you get some sleep? I'm going to need you tonight to watch the parking
Sir,
lot.
I'm fine, sir.
Sergeant, how about a cup of coffee?
No, thanks, Mrs. McMillan. I mean, if I could just lie down for a couple of minutes, I'll be fine by this evening.
You don't have a room, do you? Well, why don't you take this bed? Give us 10 minutes to freshen up and get out of here, and then sleep here.
Okay, thank you, sir. I'll wait for you downstairs. Oh. Don't worry about this evening, sir. I mean, I'll be fine after a couple hours sleep. I'll watch the parking lot like a hawk.
Coming. Enright? Morning, Hawk. Anything stirring?
No, not even a mouse. Good morning, Mrs. McMillan.
Hello, Sergeant.
Sir, no one's come near those cars all night. Except for Mr. Quigley, the rally master. He just wanted to check how I was doing.
All right. Drive down to Barclays Inn in Casa Marina. But first get some rest.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, Sergeant. Well, we're off.
Mm-hmm.
They're the Nolans. Hi.
Morning.
Good morning.
Hi, Sally.
Morning, Mac. Sally. Well, cars are still here. It's a good sign now, isn't it?
George, I wish I could convince you all to stay off the road today.
Don't you think you're making too much out of these little incidents?
They're not incidents. Somebody might get seriously hurt, even killed.
All right, Mac, let's put it on the table, shall we? Because of one little disaster the first day and on the Wheatley's accident yesterday, Harry and Gwyneth are in first place by several hundred points. I do not expect them to remain there. Harry doesn't rally well enough for that.
The cars can't mean that much to you.
On the contrary, Sally, they mean everything to me. I've been subpoenaed to testify against a senior partner in my law firm. I become what is known as a pariah in legal circles. The fact remains that I haven't had a case in 6 months. My savings are gone. I'm in imminent danger of losing everything. But if I can win this race...
Is it worth risking your life?
Mac, I can handle myself. I have every intention of finishing this race and winning it. And nobody is going to stop me. Well, now, if you will excuse us, I believe we're due up on the line.
Bye, Mac.
Bye, Louise.
Sure. It's nice and quiet. Any trouble? Well, there's always a few that get lost, but if you need any more trouble, we haven't heard of any.
Hi.
32 minutes and 19 seconds.
How's it going? Well, we haven't been run off the road yet.
Better than that. 11 points through 6 checkpoints. How's that?
And a 0 on this one.
Well, we'll be way out in front by the end of the day. Harry and the others don't have a prayer. You know what your trouble is, Mac? You think cop 24 hours a day. You're expecting trouble around every little corner.
Car, coming fast.
Mac, I'll call an ambulance.
Can't get her out!
Well, had to happen, I guess. All these fool people racing around the county. She's a pretty young thing.
My fault, Mac. All my fault. If I hadn't been trying to make up time, I could have handled it.
You said you had no brakes.
They just went. I hit the pedal and nothing.
Who was following you in the committee car?
I was. Just like he says. He was picking up speed going down that downgrade. I could hardly keep up with him.
I still think if I hadn't been trying to make up time and going a little slower, I could have handled that curve.
Was the car ever out of your sight?
No. Well, except when we stopped for lunch back at that hamburger stand in Centinela.
And you didn't watch the car?
Well, there was so many people there, I didn't think.
Harry, I'm very sorry.
Hiya, George.
I don't understand it, Sally. We had these cars under surveillance last night, today, now this.
Well, they wouldn't listen to you, Mac. You did everything you could to try and stop them.
Yeah.
Sheriff, these people are staying overnight down there at Barclays.
Barclays, huh? All right, get on over there and tell whoever's in charge I'll be coming down and putting a stop to
Sheriff,
these shenanigans.
don't you think you ought to take a look at that car before they tow it away?
Them little cars all look alike to me. Good looking thing, but I wouldn't be caught driving one myself.
I thought you might want to look at the brake line. Sally, why don't you go on in and keep your ears open? You might pick up something.
What are you going to do?
Well, I'm going to stick with the sheriff.
Do you think you can handle this, man?
Oh, he's a lot smarter than he lets on.
Hey, Sheriff. I think we got that fellow that's been causing all the accidents.
Where is he?
He's in the manager's office. I guess spotted him.
Enright.
Commissioner, am I glad to see you?
You two know each other? Well, what does he mean, Commissioner?
Sheriff, may I present Stuart McMillan, Commissioner of the San Francisco Police? I work for him.
Oh, that McMillan. Now, why didn't you say so?
Well, I don't have any jurisdiction here, Sheriff, so I...
Well, that's true, but Corvallis County is always happy to cooperate with law enforcement people, whatever the circumstances.
Someone want me?
You in charge here, son?
Yes, I'm Derek Quigley. I'm the rally master.
Well, you're not mastering anything for a while. This rally stops right here and now until me and my deputy can find out what's going on.
Just a minute, Sheriff.
You? Just a minute, son. Now, I'm confining everyone to this motel until we have a chance to question everybody. Now, we're friendly folks here at Corvallis, but we know our job. Big city or small town, it's all the same, huh, Commissioner?
Charlie, tell me something.
About what, sir?
How in the world did you manage to get yourself arrested?
I don't know. It was a humiliating experience, I can tell you. Just catching a few Z's.
What?
Z's, sir. Sleep. Oh. Shut-eye. Anyway, I was in the lobby, and all of a sudden this deputy wakes me up and asks for my identification. Well, naturally, I wasn't carrying any, being undercover and all. And the next thing I know, he's got the cuffs on me, and he tells me that I look about as much like a bellhop as his mother-in-law.
You should have told him to call me.
Well, I didn't want to blow my cover, sir.
I think he was wrong.
About what?
Well, except for the circles under your eyes, you look very much like a bellhop.
Thank you, sir.
Come on in.
Hi, Mrs. McMillan. You know, Commissioner, everybody had lunch at that hamburger spot. The Potters, the Nolans, and the Wheatleys. So any one of them could have gotten to that Datsun. But if you ask my opinion, there were just too many people around.
You know, I just can't believe that any of them would be capable of murder.
$2 million is a lot of motive, sir.
Yes, but for whom? Sally, what's that?
Al Potter, for one. Of them all, he makes the least amount of money. And that bomb that was planted in your car?
No. They're all broke, with the exception of Harry Jerome.
Mac, it says here in this magazine
Just a minute, Sally. For instance, George Nolan is broke.
Well, you'd never know it from the car he drives.
All the more reason why he's desperate to win.
And Tom Wheatley?
Fellas,
Yeah, well, he's your
guys,
type.
hey.
Hey, maybe it's none of them, sir.
What?
Well, none of the men, that is. But have you ever considered that it could be one of the wives?
Mac?
That's interesting.
Mac?
Frankly, I hadn't.
Mac?
I'm sorry, Sally. What is it?
Mac, I've been reading here in this magazine. They've got pictures and everything. Shh.
What is it, sir?
Let's go, Charlie. Sally, call the sheriff. Have him seal off the whole motel area. Keep everybody out.
Sir, you've got the hearing of a cat.
Operator, this is Mrs. McMillan. Can you get me Sheriff Faraday? It's an emergency.
Hold it. Split. All right, over here. All right, that's far enough.
All right. I just want to get out of here, mister, that's all. I don't want to have to hurt you.
Ow! Oh, pardon me, miss.
Come on now. I just want to get out of here.
All right, you're a tough guy. Just quit trying to break my arm.
Joe Smith, huh? I guess you must be Jane Doe.
Here's his ID, Sheriff. His name is Joseph Smith.
That's so. Huh. What's your name, young lady?
Golden Mayer.
That's not going to help.
It's Bessie Long.
Listen, Sheriff, you want to toss us in your jail for a few days, go ahead. Me and Bessie been busted before. Ain't nothing new.
Few days, huh? First-degree murder is worth a lot more than a few days.
Murder?
Mm-hmm. Girl was killed on a rally this morning. Looks like somebody cut the brake line on a car.
Well, don't look at us. We don't know nothing about that.
You've been causing a lot of trouble.
Oh, joke, sure. We're cutting a brake line? Not us, brother.
Why don't you tell us about it, son?
Nothing to tell. Some guy paid us $500 to run around changing the signs and covering up the clues so there'd be trouble in the rally for some of the cars.
Who was the guy?
Some guy, that's all. I never saw him. He gave me a call about a week ago. Mailed me $250. And he said the rest would follow after the rally was over.
How did the money come? Cash?
Yeah, he never gave me his name, and I never asked. Listen, mister, for $500, I don't mind playing some stunts. But I never cut nobody's brake line.
Sure. I just got a call from the hospital. Now, woman's husband's down there trying to claim the body. Now, doctor won't let the body go, Sheriff. And this fella, Jerome, he's raising all sorts of hell.
All right, I'll talk to her. Culpepper, take these two down to my office and hold them till morning for Judge Tuttle.
Sheriff, would you mind if Sergeant Enright and I went down with you?
I was hoping you'd ask.
Mac, am I glad to see you. Can you talk some sense into these people?
Easy, Harry.
We'd like to oblige you, Mr. Jerome.
You can oblige me by letting me take my wife back to Los Angeles for a proper burial. Mac, they're talking about an autopsy.
That's the law, Mr. Jerome. Anytime we get involved in a violent death.
You took out life insurance on Gwyneth, didn't you, Harry?
Yes, as a matter of fact, Gwyneth insisted on it for both of us. Well, what's that got to do with it?
Well, you wouldn't want any trouble with the insurance company, now would you?
Well, frankly, I hadn't thought about it. I just wanted to get out of here. But I suppose you're right. Call it off, Mac, before somebody else gets hurt. It's not worth it.
I think it already has been called off, courtesy of the Caballos County Sheriff's Office.
Well, I don't know how they're going to resolve it. About Max's collection, I mean. But for the record, count me out. Let the others fight over it.
Mr. Jerome, would you come with me just for a minute, please?
That was quick thinking about an insurance policy, sir. Most men don't insure their wives.
It's just an educated guess, Charlie. Before Harry Jerome became a producer, he made his first million in the insurance business. Well, he even told me he insured all his wives.
Come on in. Hi, Mac. Hi, Sergeant. How did you do? How'd it go?
Well, we caught the cyclists, and they denied having anything to do with Gwyneth's death. What are you reading?
This? Movie Town Confidential, of course.
Well, it gladdens my heart to know that you're forever trying to improve your mind.
Don't be such a snob. There's a wealth of information for the discerning reader.
Like what, for example?
For example, the last time I was at the beauty parlor, I skimmed it and something stuck in my mind. So I went downstairs to the Motel Beauty Parlor, which is right off the lobby, and guess what? They had the very same magazine. Do you know that every beauty parlor that I have ever been in carries the same magazines?
Doesn't say very much for the habitués of beauty parlors, does it?
Well, it doesn't. Listen to this. Well, Gwyneth O'Gara fans, it's official. After 3 years of on-again, off-again marital bliss with thrice-divorced producer Harry Jerome, Gwyneth will officially become Jerome's fourth ex-wife sometime next July. Welcome back, Gwen. We've missed you.
We knew they were getting a divorce.
Will you wait a minute? I'm coming to the best part. Now I lost my place. Incidentally, Gwen's not quite the dumb bunny she's made to play on the screen. And the proof is in the property settlement, which she engineered before saying I do. Up again, down again, Jerome may find his precarious financial empire, crumbling at his feet if Gwen holds him to the letter of his agreement.
Mrs. McMillan, Harry Jerome's got so much money, he doesn't know how to spend it all. Haven't you read about those parties on his yacht?
That's just the point, Sergeant. No matter how much he has, the way he spends it, there's got to be a bottom to that well someplace.
You think that he hired those two kids?
Well, if he really was broke. He has to make sure that he wins Max Abbott's collection.
Well, why would he sabotage his own car? I mean, he was ahead. He stood to win $2 million.
You're too logical, Sergeant.
Charlie, do you remember that case where the rich old lady's doctor caught the butler trying to steal $1 million necklace?
Yes, sir. I think so. He shot and killed the butler trying to escape, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. Look, I want you to go down to L.A. now.
I might fall asleep at the wheel, sir.
Well, take a bus. This bus is running all night long. I want you to check on a company. Net worth, cash on hand, assets.
Maybe you can get some sleep on that bus, Sergeant.
I'll drive you down to the terminal.
I'll pack my bags and meet you in the lobby.
Fine.
What is it, Mac?
Something bothers me.
What?
You know that case I was talking about? The case about the jewels?
The murdered butler?
Mm-hmm. Well, it turned out that the butler didn't want the jewels after all. The doctor just made it look that way so that he could kill the butler and then use the jewel robbery as a diversion.
Are you saying that these accidents could be just a diversion? That the real intent was to murder Gwyneth all along?
Well, maybe. If Harry faced a huge community property settlement, now he not only saves all that money, but he gets a nice, fat, possibly double indemnity insurance payoff as well.
Even if you could prove that those kids cut Harry's brake line, how could you prove that Harry hired them to do it?
I'm guessing. I just don't think those two kids did it.
Who did it?
I'll let you know in the morning.
Nothing like an early morning swim.
Yeah, I've been there.
Exactly where did that car go off the road yesterday?
Right about there.
Commissioner, I don't mind helping out, but I'd kind of like to know what's going on.
I'm trying to prove that an accident was really a premeditated murder. You know the brake line on Harry Jerome's car was cut.
Yeah, we sure have had a lot of accidents.
But it was cut completely through. Now, if it were cut completely through, he wouldn't have been able to control the car on the road at all.
Yes, but then how...
I think it was cut after the car hit the water, and I think there's something on the lake bottom to prove it, like a knife or something.
But the only ones out there were you and Mr. Nolan.
And Harry. He kept diving to save Gwyneth. I don't believe that. He was diving down to cut the line. Anyway, I'm going to find out. I think it's about here.
I think so.
Call the sheriff.
Right, get an APB out on that truck.
What about you?
I'm fine. What do you think? Can I wear it to the party tonight?
Oh, sure. Got a little bit too much makeup on, that's all. Home at last.
It's good to be back. You know, I'm going to cherish this trophy for as long as I live. I never had a trophy like this before.
Is it possible that these suitcases are heavier than when we left?
How much heavier could they be? Washcloths and towels don't weigh very much.
You're a kleptomaniac.
You know what I love? I love those little soft things that you wear over your hand and polish your shoes with. I got a lot of those. I got about 10. It's locked.
Don't you have a key?
Oh. I don't know. I have a sneaking suspicion that I left my key in the house.
Well, here, try my right front pocket.
Okay. Where are your keys?
In the ignition.
Cross your fingers. Well, neither of those work.
I don't understand. It's always open.
Well, Mildred always locks it when she takes a shower.
Well, then knock on the door.
Well, she's not going to hear you if she's got the water running.
Then you walk around to the front door, let yourself in, walk through the house, and open that door.
Good idea.
And if Mildred is in the shower, let her know we're here. She has a habit of walking around naked when we're not there.
How would you know that?
Well, I walked in on her once.
What happened? What happened?
Well, she screamed and wrapped herself in paper towels.
Poor Mildred.
Really have to dust this thing?
Only once a day, Mildred.
Couldn't we put it someplace where nobody can see it? My bowling league gives away better looking hardware than this.
That was Derek. Just had a meeting with George, Al, and Tom. They decided to keep the collection intact and donate it to the city.
That's terrific, Mac.
Mildred, be careful of that trophy. We worked very hard to get that.
Yeah, and it costs a lot of money, too. What with car repairs, food bills, gas, hotel.
It's not the money, Mildred.
20th Annual Golden State Rally. DLBF, what does that mean?
Look at it this way, Mildred. Harry Jerome's in jail, and he's confessed to killing Gwyneth.
That's pretty stupid for a guy with all his money.
Well, he didn't really have all that much money.
Do you know that if Gwyneth had gone ahead with that divorce, that Harry would have had to open up his books?
Harry Jerome is a thief of monumental proportions. For 3 years now, he's been picking the richest pockets in Hollywood. Swindled everybody. Still would be today if it weren't for Gwyneth. That's why he had to get rid of her.
You know, he didn't even care about the antique cars. He just knew the rally would be a good cover to kill Gwyneth and make it look like someone else was responsible. That's why he hired those kids to change the signs, to divert the suspicion from himself.
Okay, terrific. I still want to know, what does DLBF mean?
Dead last, but finished.
Dead last but finished. I thought you said they canceled the rally.
They did.
But they gave you dead last but finished, even though you didn't finish.
Well, it makes sense to me. You?
Oh, me too.
Now, I know all those rally people are crazy.